What is goody? What's up, everybody? What's up, Vault? We're about to get started in a few, but what time is it? 8 p.m. All right, cool. What's up, everybody? Bianca, Bruce, Smith, Lauren, Nora, Ree, Stewart. Glad that you made it. We're going to pretty much have an epic webinar, and we'll get started shortly. All right. What's up? Hola. Hola, hola, hola. Buenos tardes. Buenos tardes means good evening. Hey, what's up? How we doing? How we feeling? How's your week so far? And just like I mentioned, we'll get started in a few, but yeah, I mean, how's everybody's week so far? Chilling, doing good, doing great. Minor setbacks. What's going on? What's going on? Hey, Nora. How we feeling? How you doing? Busy work week? I feel that. I feel that. So, but yeah, is there any trades that we took this week that either it was a win or a loss? I mean, for me, the market has just been running up, running down within the last 3 days. And so nothing major that's catching my attention. And, you can see that as well within, the news, right? The news, there's no really news that's backing up the price action within this week. And that was all published in the daily watch list. And so again, that's just pretty much what the market tends to do, is just pretty much it's like it needs the energy from those news so it can go into its direction that wants to head to. But yeah, what's up, Lou? Okay, just got back into the markets today. Perfect. And so like I said, it's like there's going to be a week that looks insane. There's going to be a week that looks depressing. And we want to pretty much, attack the most when it pretty much looks very, very good. And also we want to make sure that we have our guard up when the market, looks depressing, doesn't look like it wants to do anything at all. And that's just where, we become and just be patient, right? And that's, how we pretty much participate in the markets. But yeah, we're about to get started. And did everyone, or let's just say, did you watch the last recent webinar that we did within the last Wednesday, or actually it was Thursday, I believe. And that was webinar 6. Webinar 6 back testing, as in where we pretty much just talked about the 3 simple steps, right? Which is, again, just in a form of 3 boxes, right? And that's just pretty much, it's what, tends to work. And I use that, day-to-day basis, okay? Based off this 3, step process, or this 3-step model, it pretty much helps us to identify, 1, again, the structure, 2, what is the SND, and how can we confirm, a confirmation to go long or to go short, right? And again, it's just 3 simple steps. 1, which is the vol block. 2, the SND, and when price comes into the SND zone, right? And so if I just fill that in, it's just pretty much just this, right? So let me just make that this, and that's what it is. And now if I just pretty much do that, this is what, what it is, okay? So if I just pretty much just zoom into here, this is the whole model, right? Been catching GD scalps though, yeah. And so, like I said, this is just what, I create watch lists. This is what I do with my live trades. This is what I teach my, private students. This is what, I teach, in the Sunday webinars, and now we're, transitioning into these Wednesday classes. And so, just like I said, all this right here, it's what's going to help you, make profits in this market. This is what I pretty much applied to get funded within TopStep, just by using this model. Okay. And I believe this is the most simplistic model that you can use as of today, and you can start making money within this. Okay. Because I feel like I like to keep things simple when it comes down to the market, or when it comes down to the live market. Because when it comes down to the live market, that's just where, again, your emotions get tested. The things that you've been learning gets tested. The levels get tested. The way that you confirm get tested. And that all right there comes down to this live market. And raise of hands, or just say yes or no, do you feel comfortable in the live market as of now? What, how do you feel about the live market? You feel you're comfortable within the live market? Okay, cool. Casey said I trade 2 VBs and enter at the 50% and off the second VB. So 2 vault blocks, right? So I trade 2 VBs and enter at the 50%. So if you trade 2 VBs, you're basically saying that based off of 2 vault blocks just like this. Is this what you mean? 1 vault block, 2nd vault block, and then the 50% of this vault block could be pretty much the zone to continue going higher. Okay, cool. I see why you do that, right? I see why you do that based off of, the way that you use these 2 vault blocks, right? Because remember, vault blocks is what you can use to confirm structure. And when you see 2 breaks, which is 1 and 2, that gives you a double confirmation that the market tends to, see a good chance to take out this previous high right here. And that's it. That's all you need, right? Doesn't matter if the market falls to the face of earth again. Doesn't matter. What matters is that you confirm twice, which is 2 double breaks for a uptrend. And now you're using a key level to confirm. And in that confirmation, it can be 50% of the zone. It can be Wyckoff. It can be 2 mini vault blocks in here to confirm the new higher high to take this out. And that's it, right? And you can secure 10%, 15%, 20% for the day. And that's all you need. And you can use this in any single time frame. You can use this on a 1 second. You can use this on a 30 second. You can use this on a 5 minute, 15 minute, 30 minute, 1 hour, 8 hour, daily, weekly, monthly, whatever, right? I took for, 1-to-1s and passed. So 1-to-1, service for 1-to-1, passed 3 top steps with this 30-second chart. Perfect. And so if you're doing the 30-second time frame, I feel like you're just going in and out, right? You're in a trade for a couple of minutes and that's it, you're done, right? Because maybe you want to, lower those time frames so you can see those candlesticks being printed much more faster. And so if you like to have things fast, then that's where you're just going to enter and exit real quick and you're done, you're out, right? And you just, risk whatever you're willing to risk on that specific setup. Right. And you can do this in any financial market. You can do this in stocks. You can do this in Forex. You can do this in futures. You can do this in the crypto market, et cetera, et cetera. Yes. Yep. Some days, yes. And some days, no. So on the some days, yes, that is going off of basically when you should trade, as in you see everything being presented, because on those days that you just said, yes, I see, I'm comfortable in the live markets, is because you see a one-sided direction or you see good price action. But on the days that you say no, it's just because the market is, it's either 1, very choppy, 2, there's no really, anything news that's, being backed up with and why price is moving the way it's moving, just like this week's, right? And that's just where you can avoid, right? And so again, it's like you have to make sure that, do you want to continue on trading for the week? Or do you want to continue on trading when there is a lot of news like PPI, CPI, what else? When Powell gets on, the FOMC, et cetera, et cetera. So all in all, this is just what I did recently just to pass the whole 50K top step challenge. So let me actually delete all this real quick. And what we're going to do here is we're going to apply this again, right? We're going to apply this again in a back testing. And if you want more, deep down analysis or how to do this, is that we did this on the last call, which was webinar 6, back testing in the back testing section. So I want someone to, actually, I'll just pick and we're going to do pretty much just NQ. All right. So let me see. And someone pick a time frame and then we'll go off of that. Okay. And we're just going to apply 3 simple steps, right? Which is 3 simple rectangles. So someone choose a time frame and then we can go from there and we're going to do some training. Okay. So anyone wants to throw a time frame out there that we can work on? Okay, cool. We have 2 3 minutes. Okay, we have 2 3 minutes. So let's go to 3 minute and let's just go back in time and let's choose, since NQ is pretty much just open. Let's do this. What is this? 8:30. This is the 1st of August. Today's the 7th. All right, cool. So let's just go back even more. And again, we're just applying the 3 simple boxes, 3 simple steps. This is July 30th. And yeah, we can do that, right? So let's do right there. And this is just what we have, okay? So based off NQ, right? That's just pretty much, it's traded within the futures market. I don't recommend trading NQ in the nighttime or the evening because I would say there's very less value for me, or just based off the price action, there's nothing for me to work with. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait for the next morning around, like, we can trade NQ around 7 a.m., 8 a.m., 9 a.m., all the way to the market open at 9:30, which is the New York Stock Exchange. That's when the highest value comes in. So if I go and pretty much just go and find, let me see, what is this, 7 a.m. right here. So let's pretty much add a line. So let's add a vertical line right here, okay? So we're not trading none of this, and we're just waiting for candlesticks to be printed, right, until we reach right here, okay? So let's just put play, and we're just going to wait. So let's just give it a, like, 30 seconds or so. And then, yeah, we'll get started. But yeah, what's up, everybody? Glad that you made it. Glad that you're here. Hope you are having a wonderful week. If not, then we can change that. Oops. All right, cool. So all the information that I need from, what was it? From right here, which is Tuesday, 4 p.m. to right now, which is, 30 to the 31st, which is now 7 a.m., right? This is the new day, okay? So on this new day, this is where I can start looking for good setups, clear setups to see the upper move. So based off this 3-minute time frame, that's just pretty much what I can work with. I don't need to go to a 2-minute, 1 minute, because right now we're just in some sort of consolidation, right? It's either consolidation to either go up or go down. I don't know what it can do, okay? I don't know. Is this going to run up, or is it going to drop right back down to fill in what? Some sort of imbalance down here, right? Because what is this? This is a full run up, and price can still do this to fully drop and then potentially do that, right? So what we're going to do here is we're going to just work within what we have up here, okay? So as of now, I want to find the most recent break of structure, okay, which is right here. So let me actually change that color because I did change my chart. This right here is a break of a structure. Perfect. And so since we have that, it's telling us that based off market structure on this specific time frame that we should continue going up, okay? So what we're going to do here is, okay, since price broke structure here, this high came from the last sell to the last buy up, and now it's just being traded, right? Which is some sort of demand like this, okay? So remember, we already found the 3-step box, which is for us to confirm, for us to look for, you know, who is in control. Is it demand or is this supply? So what we have here is we have step 1, step 2, step 3. So if I want to put on the pink box, which is from here to here, I mean, does anyone here love pink? I like pink. So let me just put that right there. And if so, is pink your favorite color? Okay, cool. Okay, boom. Price broke above. That is a fall block that has been confirmed. This is a high that's now coming back down into the zone, right? In this case, since we weren't a buyer here, or we weren't a participant at 5 a.m., maybe you were sleeping, maybe you were having coffee, and you have a rule set for yourself that I only trade NQ right at 7 a.m. or I look at NQ right after 7 a.m. Okay, and this is what we have. So as of now, based off this pullback, it's showing me that there is what? Buyers. Okay, that's it. Boom. Buyers, buyers, buyers inside of the zone, right? Boom. So now in this case, we want to follow this up to the upside. And remember, the recent high or the current higher high is this. That's it. And I want to continue with this to see how can I take out this high and go long. But you have to ask yourself, is it really worth me taking out this high in this range right here? Is it going to be worth the risk reward if I enter here just to get to this level here? That's what, you have to ask yourself, right? And so in this case, based off this whole run up, you have a recent mini break right here, right there. And you also have a mini demand zone right here where price opened or came back down into and tested right at 7 a.m. So maybe you already seen an entry here, stop loss under this low, and you're already in that trade to go long. But I want to see what happens, right? And remember, this can still fall right back down, test more this demand zone, or it can start holding this mini zone to start looking for upside. So let's just say this zone down here was from a 5-minute, or let's just say a 10-minute zone or a 10-minute time frame. That's where you found it. Okay. But now in this area here, you found it on a 3-minute, which is the recent break, 7 a.m. And that's what you're going to trade. So let's just do that right there. Boom. Okay. And let's see if price does follow along. And remember, this is what we're applying. The whole structure, break, retest, and all that good stuff. So let's just see if we can get out or take this out, which is the money sign, which is stop losses, right? Why is it stop losses or why is it money sign? It's just because this is where people are shorting the market from this high back down to make new lows, right? Just like that. That's on how the position looks like on the brokerage, okay? And it's our goal and it's our duty to take those people out because that's going to be, cha-ching to us, right? Who loves cha-ching? I do. I like money. So yeah, let's just put play and let's just see what happens. Boom, bang, there you go. Price held at demand zone, and that's just, nice. So you can just see how very simple of this whole system is, and this is just what we found. I mean, I didn't really need to look at the higher time frame and anything like that. I just want to see who is in control, right? So does everyone here see the money that's coming into the markets from 4 p.m. that one time and then till 7 a.m.? Does everyone see how money's coming into the markets? See or no? Yes? Perfect, right? Because remember, that is information that you need to see, as in, should I continue on trading? Should I continue with this uptrend? If so, then I'm going to apply what I have learned within the Wednesday classes and the Sunday classes, or whatever RZ teaches, because this has been working. I've done this live. I've done this. My students have done this as well. Previous students have, passed funded accounts just by using and applying this. It's a very amazing system. Okay, once you master it, it's a very amazing system, and you can just see it's like just this move or just inside this demand zone from here to here could have passed your challenge, or could have made your profits for the day, could have made your profits for the week. You're good. You're done, you're out, and now you can go to your 9 to 5. You can enjoy your day. You can, go work on your other business, whatever you want to do, right? Go to your Pilates, go to your yoga class, go to Zumba, whatever, right? And so now in this case, this is already 7:40, yeah, 7:54 actually. And the New York Stock Exchange does not open until, where is it at? Let me just actually find that. And does anyone know what time the New York Stock Exchange opens? Eastern? 9:30, correct, 9:30 Eastern. Okay, 9:30 Eastern. How do you get the 50% line on the rectangle? It just automatically does it now. That's it. But if you want, then you can just double click this, I think on style, right here, middle line. Boom. Okay. So let's find 9:30 a.m. 9:30 a.m. is right there. So now you can say that, okay, if I already got my +1 in here before the market has opened, wonderful. But if I find another opportunity right after this line here, then I can look for another long opportunity, just applying this right here. Okay, that's it. So let's move forward. And we're not trading, we're just waiting. But look at that. That's an insane move right before the market opens. And so if you want to trade NQ or the ES mini, then you can do that on, you can do that on futures, or you can do that in Forex. Because has anyone realized that, sometimes when you wake up and you're looking at the pre-market, you're like, damn, I really wish I could have traded that move, because it was, very simple, very textbook, and I want to be a part of that. And if so, if that's what you want to do before the New York Stock Exchange opens, then go on to the futures or go on to Forex, because NQ in Forex is NAS 100, but in futures it's NQ. Okay, because everyone, as in, majority of, Voltron Academy, trade options, right? We trade options, but this is where we participate right after this line right here. Okay, boom. And that is just where, option traders now can continue with this context to continue going up. Yes, but I'm not a morning person. I don't sleep until I get the bag. I don't sleep until I get the money, right? And so if I see nice setups happening at 7 a.m., damn well I'm gonna wake up. Damn well I'm gonna wake up, and I want to end my day, very, very early. Okay. And you don't have to, be on these screens all day, because you already made a bag. 7 in the morning, go back to sleep, right? But yeah, how's everybody doing? We're doing good. I hope you're doing good too. Okay, I hope you're doing good too. And if you just joined, all we're doing here is we're applying the whole 3-step process, which is just a simple boxes, right? This is step 1. Okay, remember that this is always going to be step 1. Step 2, just like this. Where'd it go? Did it disappear? Step 2, and then step 3. And there you go. That's it. Boom. So, I mean, if you want right here, it's the pink box, step 1, just like that. Step 2, there you go. And then step 2, and then step 3 is everything in this area in here. Right there. That's 3. So does everyone see how very, very simple this whole setup is? It's very, very simple. And that this is just what I've been using for the past 2 years now. And this is just what I found that this really works. And this is what I've been teaching thus far. Okay. And now it's like the same thing here. If inside of 3, right? Inside of 3, you can see that we're on a specific time frame, and this wasn't, you know, we hit the replay button, and we saw the same thing in here. So if you look at here, this is the most recent break, and whatever I just did 1, 2, and 3 is now I can do inside of here as well. It's all over here as well. Look at this. 1, oops, 2, 3. Voila, right? It's like magic. It's like magic, and it's like, woo. But again, if you want to, you know, dive into NQ or the ES, which is basically the same thing as in QQQ or the S&P, then you can trade that into a different, you know, market, which is futures or Forex. It's up to you. Or you can trade through BingX, okay? But in this case, we're going to wait right here. And let's just say that if we miss this move, it is what it is. All right. So let's just see what happens. Oh, wow. This just went insane. Okay. But yeah, look at that. Okay, cool. Right there. So let's just zoom in right here. So now, for me, when I see things like this, right? Run up, run up, run up, run up, and then a big drop right back down, I don't really see anything that, you know, that is worth taking based off 930 or right at the market open. Yes, it's tapping into some sort of demand zone, but I'll say you can take this trade, but make sure that your stop loss is very, very, you know, on point, because it's not giving me setups like this. It's not giving me setups like this because I want to see at this levels in here, I want to see more price consolidate to run up, pull back, and then continue going up. The same thing what we saw right here is what I want to see right here. All right. So let's just actually just draw that demand zone, because as of now, remember, it's like we're just waiting. We need more information. Okay. You don't have to trade everything that you see in the markets. This is why we be patient. Okay. But the most important thing here is when to know when to become patient. And that just explained. Look for this. Okay. So, but yeah, let's actually see what happens. Okay, cool. Look at this. Risky setup, played, perfect, ran up higher, and now it just pulled back very aggressive. Okay, cool. That's fine. But now the thing here is that I want to see this. I want to see expansion. I want to see room. I want price to breathe. Okay. Because if I'm letting price to breathe, I'm going to be, you know, breathing as well, meaning that's, I'm going to be stress-free, because all I'm doing here is just waiting. That's it. So let's just wait and let's just see. Okay, cool. Most recent break right there. Okay. So based off this recent break, we had a break of structure right here. That has been confirmed. Perfect. And now we're going to wait for this to break right here. Okay. Which it did already. Right. So now what we're going to do here is we're going to wait for price to run up, then come back down, because I still can't find a demand zone as of yet. Because based off this recent break, this is a whole demand zone just like this. So let's just make it, what color did we do? This. Yeah, we did this. We did this color, I think. Actually, no, it wasn't the color, but it was this. And so for me, it's like, this is too big of a zone, and this can just come here and then fly up, or this can come even deeper and then fly up, or come even down here and then fly up. This right here does not look good to me. because it doesn't match what I've, seen right here, because this is good setups right here, as in, what I tend to, like to trade. But in this case, I don't see anything right here. So let's just wait and just see what happens. And I can always enter somewhere above here, or maybe at a better setup. So look at this. So price did come back down, test more of this box. And this right here is the most recent break. But for me, again, this is too very, very narrowed. This is where you have to decide, as in, if price does come back down to here, will it show me this? When price came back down into this demand zone, you see on how this had much more of expansion, had multiple candlesticks inside the demand zone, and it would just give you some sort of like U shape like this. And if that's what tends to works for you, then try to, look for that right here. Okay. So remember, all we're doing here is just, we're trying to flow with the market. We're trying to continue with the whole uptrend until it dies off, right? So what we're going to do here is we're going to wait just to see as in what price, reacts at this demand zone, to see if we can get a nice, push right back up. So let's just see. Okay, cool. It pushed right back up. So there's two things that I can do. I can let price consolidate more like this to continue going up. That would be perfect. That would be amazing. Or I can just let price come back down to here, which it did right now, and I can add a buy stop above this candle, and I'm trading the breakouts to go long. Either or. Okay. And remember, these are 3-minute time frame candlesticks. So within this whole break and retest, that is a, let me see, that is already 12 minutes, right? 12 minutes. 12 minutes of a break and a pullback, just to pull back into a demand zone. Would you please make the step 1 box 2? Just this, right? Like that. Step 1, step 2, and now 3, which is the yellow, is trying to see if we can, oops. Now 3 is either come back to here or maybe just trade the breakout. So let's see what happens. So look at this. So price just came back down to here, but I like the reaction though. I like the rejection. But now for me, it's like, I'm gonna just wait for price to break above here, and I can go for a long position just like this. And what we're doing here is just trying to continue with the move. So it's above this bearish candlestick right here. Okay. And so if price breaks above, that's wonderful, but that's where we're going to enter, which is a buy stop. Bang. We're in that trade. We're in that trade, stop loss down here, which is under this demand zone. And right now, as we speak, we're up, right? We're up technically, because remember, we trade the buy stop above this bearish candlestick, price broke above, and it looks wonderful, right? So as of now though, so let's just see what happens. Amazing. Look at that. And that's all, again, comes down to, where did my drawing go? It is what it is, but that all comes down to just 3 steps, 3 boxes. And I'm telling you that this whole vault block structure, demand zone, retest, break and retest is the full blueprint, the most simple system out there, for you to use, for you to pass your funded account, for you to make profits day-to-day basis, for you to, have, pretty much a very, very low stress when it comes down to live markets. Because once you understand as in how money comes in and rolls in and who is in control, that's where you want to flow with. And you can see I didn't even go on a higher time frame. I didn't even go on a weekly. I didn't go on a daily. I didn't go on a 1 hour. I didn't go on a 15. Someone just said 3-minute. I'm like, okay, let's go on a 3-minute. And that's it. Because look at all the information that I'm using. The information I'm using to go long started from where? Right here. Right? And we waited for 7 a.m. and we found a trade. So you see, as in, I don't have to trade anything right here if I don't want to. I mean, the market does not go anywhere. Okay. This is why we also is like, we don't have to chase. If we chase things, or if we, then it's not going to go as in what we want or expect. This is why we let it come to us, right? We let it come to us and, you know, we move forward. Okay. And so if we be patient, you get paid 100%. Because if you try to chase run-ups, look on how this pullback could have, you know, wiped you out, or could have wiped your whole funded account, and you just, you know, broke their rules. Or maybe you trade the breakout here without any sort of retest. You just broke the rules again, and you sold for a loss, and now you're missing this whole wonderful move up to the upside. But now if I zoom into here, look on how that looks. Wonderful. Okay. So I mean, I don't really want to go into 1 minute because maybe it might just go and kick me back into what's present. But I'm just going to continue. Boom, stopped out. There you go. Things like this happens. This is why break-even stop loss exists. And so if I see things like this, okay, I'm out, I'm done, and I'm just going to send an alert right above where? Right here. And if this did not deliver, that's fine. Not every single move that you're going to, you know, trade or, you know, find is not going to deliver as in how you want it. I mean, I pretty much just like, I wish that price did this every single time just based off applying the whole system, right? So remember, it's all about on how you manage your money, how you manage your risk, and how you pretty much just playing the whole game in this market, okay? Because 1, we don't want to give back our money. 2, we want to make sure that we know how to manage risk. 3 is that we don't always have to be right about a move. Because if you try to be right about every single move, then that's going to lead into a problem, which can lead into bigger problems, okay? So let's just see what happens. Okay, cool, there you go. Price broke above. So if you had a wider stop loss, I mean, under this demand zone, I mean, you would still be in this trade, but if you had it very aggressive, just like this, then you would have been stopped out, right? But it was still holding this fault block, this demand zone, liquidated, which is a wick, and now it just ran up, okay? So now in this case, we found a recent break right here. This is a new higher high, but for me, it's too risky. Why? Because look what happened right here, liquidated. I don't want to enter right here yet because this can just die off again. Remember, this market or any financial market that you participate in, they're there to manipulate the shit out of you every single day, or every single move that you're going to take. They're there to mess with you. Okay. This is why, some, trades that you do well, some and the other trades that you don't do well. Right. So, but look at this, price broke above, and now it's technically retesting some sort of demand zone. But as of now, all I'm doing here is just waiting for another high to be printed. Okay. I'm not really stressing about an entry yet, because all I'm doing here is just waiting for something like this again, which is the whole bread and butter, as in what I like to see in the market, to do. Because if it does that, then that's wonderful. Because all it's just doing is just to accumulate orders, which is buys and sells, and it's just going into a transition so it can fuel up, so it can meet a new higher high to pull back and meet a new higher high again. And that's what it is. So if we need more money, then this is where we be patient. This is where we wait for the consolidations to occur. Because consolidation, just like this, is where we make the most money. Okay. So yes, we can trade many, setups in here, many structures in these levels, but somehow it's like it can just, do this. And if I see something like that, then let me, break even, let me close for a small loss, or maybe for a small W, and I'm just gonna let it, do what it has to do. Okay. So let's just see what happens. There you go. Look at that. Just came back down. Okay. Came back down, and you might be wondering, I said, why didn't my demand zone, work? It's just because right here, the same thing what happened here. It's that it liquidated, right? It ran up, but then it, retested twice, but came lower and then ran up again. But if I was trying to trade in here, this could honestly, it's like be very, very risky, and then die off. Okay, but let's just see what happens. All right, let's just see what happens. Boom. There you go. Made a new drop. And now you're like drawing multiple levels, trying to see if this is going to run up. So now in this case, I'm just going to add another alert above here, and I'm going to enjoy the rest of my day. And that's it. How does that sound, everybody? I feel like just based off doing this, this is on how you can avoid bad entries, bad trades, etc., etc. So, I mean, even though that we're doing this tonight, this is what I do on Friday live trades. The same exact thing, right? What happened on the last call that we did? We took a W on SPY, and it was all live because it's the things that you're learning right now. And this is why I recommend you to watch every single video inside this Vault Trading Academy Discord, because each one of them, or each video, is very unique. Each one of them has its own gems. And it's all about asking how can you put the pieces together. But remember, everything I just teach you is just a break and retest. It's just 3 simple boxes. And using those 3 simple boxes, it requires, good mindset, good patience, good discipline. Even though you know those 3 boxes, you have to know on how to use it, how to apply it when it's needed. All right. And actually when to avoid the market. Okay. Will it always work? Not always, but you will see that it's pretty much a good weapon to use for us to generate profits in this market. Okay. So let's just see what happens. Look at that, just died off, right? Why? It's because I was just, again, even if price came back down to here, I'm not going to just trade right away because what happened down here. Okay. So this is why I'm going to wait again and just see, okay, there's another demand zone here, but I'm not stressing about it. I'm not, even though that this runs up, that's okay, because I'm just waiting for a new high to be confirmed. Remember, this can be a beginning of a big consolidation before a big run up. Okay, because even though, look at this is just showing you that this is a one-side market just like that. And so it's the same thing as in what happened, what is happening here, it happened right here. Ran up, consolidate, ran up, drop right back down, and just, took a while, right, before another run up. So let's just see what happens here. Waiting, boom, there you go. Another drop right back down. But remember, it's like, even though that you see drops like this, it's good. It's good because now you've seen this as discounted prices. Because if you want to continue going up, then perfect, right? And remember that one box that we drew, the big sell-off that it had, which is right here. Does everyone see this box? You see on how this one had the biggest sell-off, but when price came back down and never retested this area in here. And we can extend that all the way to the right, just like this, because that was a big sell-off from institutions. And now price is coming back down into this area. And that could be something that, that can lead us into the upside again. This is where all our eyes, has to be at, which is right here. That's it. Okay. Inside this demand zone, because this is a big demand zone. Because maybe if I go on a 15-minute time frame, just like this, you're like, oh wow, look at this. This looks like a demand zone here, a pullback, and let's just see if we can make money on that demand zone, right? So let's see what happens. Bang, boom, run up, right? There you go. So you see how these time frames work. Oh, sorry about that. All right. So you see as in how we're seeing, price, the way it moves, on how it delivers. Each time frame has its own setups, but we were just working on that 3-minute. Okay. So remember, you have all these time frames at your disposal for you to use So you can know more about, as in what does this particular, ticker wants to do. And yeah, textbook. Break, retest, and it's just a it's a very simple system. Okay. And let's just see what happens. Bang, another run up, right? A break, a retest again into another demand zone. And all this is just showing you that there is money coming in. Follow the money, right? Follow the money. So now, again, it's the same exact thing, right? But for me, it's like, in this case, this can now continue going up. But what time is this? 6:30. Remember, the market goes from 9:30 all the way till like 4 p.m., like right here. And this is where we don't want to look at the market at all. I mean, you can if you want to do more analysis throughout the night or the evening, but we're going to wait for what? What was the beginning time that we started? It was 7 a.m. So let's find 7 a.m. So let's do this. Let's go find 7 a.m. 7 a.m. is right here. Let's go back on that 3-minute time frame. There you go. Let's delete that though. And remember, if you want less noise, right? If you want less noise like this, then move up your time frame, right? That's all you got to do. So now if I just pretty much, oops, let me put that to the right. So now all I got to do here is just wait for price to come back into here, because this is the time that, I come to my desk, I do analysis, and this is the time that I like to trade, right at 7 a.m., let's say. Okay. So remember, that's just what NQ is for. So let's see what happens. And all this right here just happens, overnight. This is already 8:30, 9:30, 10 p.m. I'm already sleeping. No, I'm not, but 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's stop right there. Cool. And look at this. Price is right here. Okay. As of now, price is selling off. But for me, it's like, now this gets interesting, right? As in, okay, what the hell next, right? What do we do next? Are we going to go up? Or are we going to go down? Based off this time frame, the 3-minute time frame is bearish, right? And we can connect the dots, right? Higher high, higher low, higher high. Actually, higher high here, higher low, higher high, bearish, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, and then bullish again, higher high, higher low, higher high, and then bearish again, lower low, lower high, lower low, bullish again. Okay, now it just went bearish. So now what we have here right at 7 a.m. is we have a zone. Okay, that's it. Find the most recent break, which is right here. Okay, boom. That's the most recent break, and the most recent supply zone is right inside of the supply zone, or inside of here. Okay. So what we're going to do here is just, we're going to see as in how does price come back into this level to see as in, can we go for shorts, or will price just break above this zone to go for longs? And again, we're back in that 3-minute time frame. So let's continue. Perfect. Price came into this zone at 7. It's already 7:18, 7:15, etc., etc. But as of now, at the same time, it's building demand. Higher high, higher low, higher high. Look at that, demand. Boom. Same thing right here. Another break of structure, right? Another break right here. Higher high, higher low, higher high. Another demand right here, mini demand. So what we want to see here, if we want to go short, right, and just use this range, then we would need to see demand fail. Okay. So let's just see what happens. Boom. Right there. Now on this here, on this drop here, I'm going to let price pull back into here so we can start targeting what? The people down here. And we can start targeting imbalance areas right here. So let's just see what happens. So if price comes back up, then I can look for a short opportunity right in this zone. Did it come back into that area? Okay, cool. So now in this case, look at this. Price is looking bullish again, but I really want to, have a good confirmation. So I want to let price come a little bit more, or maybe I can just trade the break below of a engulfing candle. So let's just move forward, or let me just move in. Is that better? So let's actually do this. Okay, look at this. There's no reactions. There's no confirmations for me to go short, because as of now, demand is still strong. Even though that this is technically some sort of break, when price came to the zone, it didn't break below this bullish candle or this engulfing, or broke below this bearish candle to confirm shorts, right? And so now what we're going to do here is we're going to wait to see, are we going to test more of this supply zone and then fall, or is price just going to run up again? Okay. But if price runs up again above this red zone, that'll be even better, because now we can continue within what happened right here. Okay. So let's just zoom in. And remember, all we're doing here is just we're working within 2 market days. Oh wow, look at this. A run up, a drop, and then a run up again. And so now, therefore, there's pretty much no trade. I don't see anything, because maybe this was some sort of news. 8:30. Yeah, 8:30 is like what? Job claims, I believe. Yeah, job claims. And that just shows you as in a big push up or a big push down. And remember, do you want to trade during news? I don't think so. Okay. I mean, it's up to you as in, do you want to? If so, then go for it. If not, then just wait, right after, which is now this one, this next candlestick. Okay. So now it's either break below this zone again to go short, or break above this red zone to go long. So we'll see what happens, because it's still, it's not confirmed as in, are we going to break above for the rest of the day or break below? All we're doing here is now we're waiting, right? Maybe we need 9:30. 9:30 is right here. Okay, remember, all this right here was just 7 a.m. to whatever's that right now, 8:30. 9:30 is right here. Okay. So maybe 9:30 is pretty much going to make the decision to see, is price going to continue going up, or is it going to go right back down? Okay. And let's just say the last day or the previous day, it gave us a nice setup around 7 a.m. But now around this 7 a.m. or the time that we go on, there's no setup, right? So we're going to continue. And it's either, if you find a setup at 7 a.m., perfect. If not, then wait for 9:30. That's what we're doing right here. So let's just see what happens. Bang, it dropped, right? But now look at this. Price came back down into that zone. So supply has been working here, but now we're back down into this demand zone. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to delete some things right here, but again, supply zone here has worked. And so what I want to do inside of, these levels here, because we have like 6 minutes in this level, or 6 minutes until 9:30 hits, I want to see more consolidations, and I want to see break above bearish engulfings, which is right here. So let's just see what happens. The next candle is going to either break above or just break below. Let's just see. Okay, look at this. A big candlestick, right? So on this move, the current supply zone is right here. So what I want to see here is I want to see price break above this zone to see something like this, and then to continue going long, because we still have imbalances right here, and we still have supply above here as well, right? Because if I just go back to that 15-minute time frame, this is still bullish. This is still in a buy side opportunity to go long. But what we're doing here is we're working on the 3-minute time frame, because we're day traders. We're trying to look for quick snipe moves, so we can go for an upside, right? So let's just see what happens. You break everything down so simple. Yeah, I've been doing this for a while. I've been doing so many one-on-ones. I've been doing so many webinars over and over and over. This is all easy work, and I want to make sure that everything here is it makes sense. All right. So let's see what happens. There you go. Did price break above that level? No, it didn't, but we're still holding this demand zone though, right? We're still holding this demand zone, but it didn't break above this supply zone. But if you did trade at 1 minute, then this would have been a quick trade before you just got stopped out, let's say. But let's just see can we really break above this zone, which we did, right? So now in this case, for me, I'm going to wait for price to pull back into this zone, because this is my current demand zone, just like this. My current break of structure is right here. So all I'm doing here is just waiting for price to pull back into this 3-minute demand zone that I just found. 3-minute, just like that. And I'm going to look for a buy opportunity right there. So I can go for a long, right? Because as of now, we're hitting supply, right? A supply right there. So just like that. Okay, cool. So if you want more, education, more knowledge off this, check back on the recent webinar, which is webinar 6 in the Wednesday back testing section in the Discord. That was an ultimate, webinar that we did as a team. And it's the same thing as in what we're doing right here. All right. So let's just see what happens. Okay, perfect. Broke above. No retest yet. And that's fine, right? That's okay. And so now, therefore, if I can add buy stops along the way and just start buying this up, or I could just be patient and just let, price come to me. That's it. Okay. But all I'm going to do here is that if I miss this move and it didn't give me the break and retest, then that's okay, right? Based off this 3-minute time frame. Okay. But all I know is that, what's important for me as of now is that price did react well off this demand zone down here. And you see it down here that it held perfectly. Okay. But for me, it's like, as of now, I'm not going to chase that, right? I don't chase things. I let price come to me. So let me just move forward, and I'm going to see, as in, can I look for another setup? If so, then perfect. So right now, look at this, the down push before the upper move. Then I could say that, okay, even though this is a 3-minute demand zone, it looks like momentum's still very, very strong. And I can trade the demand zone right here. And so if price pulls back into here, I can enter there, stop loss down here. And let's just see, can we break above the supply zone officially? If so, then that'll be perfect. Right there. Boom. In that trade, stop loss down here. And again, it's the same exact thing. The whole 3-step process, the break above here, which is this bearish candlestick, the body closed above, the pull back into that zone, just like this. And then the retest right back down into that area. And that's where we're trying to confirm to rebuy to go long. So let's just see what happens. Almost stopped out, right? Almost stopped out because this is the low right here, right there. And let's just see on how price holds. Bang, we lost. Okay, we lost, and that's a -1. Okay, just like that. And when I see things like that, let's move on. Or you can just see on how price reacts in this 3-minute demand zone. So let's just see what happens. Okay, it got bought up, right? But for me, it's like, if I took a -1 here and price just came very, very aggressive inside this demand zone, okay, let's see what we're working with. Okay. And remember, everything I'm showing you here right now is what I do on those live trades on Friday. Okay. So if you want to see me do this live, then come onto those Friday live sessions at 9 a.m. Okay. So let's just see what happens. Okay, there you go, died off, right? Died off. And when I see things like this, right click, remove, and let's just move on. That's it. There's no need to force anything. If the market's not giving, then we move forward. Because if I try to force things, then if I try to chase, it's not going to go as in what I wanted to go to. There's not going to be a good outcome at the end. And this is where sometimes, like, okay, the market's not in my favor today. Let's move forward and let's, come back tomorrow. Let's come back next week. Let's come back next month, or maybe next year. No, just kidding. But this is just where, discipline plays a role as well. That's where you learn discipline. That's where you learn patience, et cetera, et cetera. So why didn't you say double top? Because double top is not something that I go off of. I mean, you can if you want to, but for me, it's not what I go off of. I mean, it's good to know, but just based off what I go off of is just the break and retest, and that's it. There's so many ways to, look at a chart. There's so many ways to look at a, our candlesticks, but it's on how it's just pretty much as in what works for you. Okay. But in this case, right now, this looks like it just wants to consolidate even more. And if I go in that 15-minute time frame, okay, that's fine, right? And let's just see actually what happens. Oh, wow, it just died off, right? So let me just stop there. Just died off, and this is right now. This is this week's. Or actually, this is what? Thursday till now. Yeah, Thursday till now, and then boom. Now we just created a full imbalance of the markets, and now we just tapped into a deeper demand. So remember, what you want to do here is just continue. Now, if I look at that 1 hour time frame, everything that we've been working with was just this run up from here to here until it just died off. And that's okay, right? That's okay. I said, okay, if the market was running up into here, we're going to capitalize on that. But if it dies off like this, that's okay. There's no need to stress, okay? Because now it's like, if price breaks below this level, now we can start considering looking for shorts or looking for longs, et cetera, et cetera. So, like today, when I asked about NVIDIA, I went for buys and I lost, and perfect went to 102, and you marked it out perfectly. Yeah, I went 102 because I was like, yeah, it still has room to go lower, but I really expected price to bounce at 102, but I don't think it did. I just continued dropping, I think, didn't it? Yeah, right here. Remember how this was a supply zone right here? Right there. But why is that a supply zone? It's just because, again, the recent break, which is right here. Recent break, lower low, lower high, big drop, the retest into the supply zone, and this is a sell area. This is a sell zone. So if it's in a sell zone, you got to be careful if you're looking for buys, right? Careful if we're looking for buys. Because as of now, price was breaking structure until officially broke structure here. And now this is where price can come back up into this area and then start dying off to test more of this zone here. And that will lead you into either a big reversal right back up, or this can just die off again. Okay. One of the two, because you have now equal highs as well right here. If you look on the 1 hour, or if you go on your chart in the 1 hour, you see that there's equal highs on this 1 hour. So now it's all about, okay, price right now testing this imbalance, we can see a potential run up again. So you went for sells, nice. Hopefully it goes your way tomorrow, and that goes your way. Okay. But how did everyone enjoy this webinar tonight? I feel like we got a lot of things packed down, and I think I think there was just too much salsa, too much fire, too much fuego. Too caliente. But like I said, combine the last webinar, the last recent webinar, which is webinar 6, and this webinar, which is webinar 7, combine them both and let me know what you think. Okay. Let me know what you think. And if you have any questions about anything, let me know. Okay. Let me know. That last webinar was pure fire. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And like I said, I try to do my best within these with these sessions or with these webinars or anything that I do live. I try to do my best, and I want to make sure that I deliver the knowledge. Okay. So other than that, that's it for tonight. You all get some rest. We have 2 more days to complete, which is tomorrow and Friday. And don't forget Friday live trading. Hopefully we get some nice trades on Friday. Other than that, let's continue. Let's prepare and get some rest. Okay. Y'all have a good night. Take care. Stay blessed. And I'll see you all. Peace.